Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Jamel Kijana just tapping in with you. It's just me solo today, and I'm going to talk something that I really wanted to get off my chest real quick. I want to talk about my favorite football player, Kylian Mbappe. And I know we call it soccer here in the States, but I'm going to call it football for the time being. And I want to talk a little bit about him. He's one of my favorite players. Of course, Messi's the GOAT, but I got to give Kylian his props, and I'm really rocking with him. And if you don't know, you're about to know. This past week, he he's gone through a lot of drama with PSG. I think in a few episodes I talked about his $1 billion offer that he got in the Saudi league, but and I'm gonna talk a little bit about the timeline of everything. So he played for PSG, which is Paris Saint-Germain, and it's a popular team that assembled him, Neymar, and Messi to, get to the Champions League, win a bunch of titles, and get some cups for them. And in the process, they did pretty well, but they just weren't able to get that far against other teams around Europe. So eventually, as we know, Messi eventually left. Neymar struggled with injuries, and now he wants out. So the super team that they tried to build in Paris wasn't successful, and Mbappe wanted out. And this past season, he was up for a contract extension because it ends next summer, and he turned it down. He wants out too as well, and he wants that same grace that Neymar's getting and that Messi's getting, but they're holding out, and because he wants to leave for free. A lot of rumors saying he wants to go play with Vinny over in Real Madrid, but he got offers all over the place. And even PSG accepted some of the offers. But one thing I do love about the difference of football and American football or basketball or the NBA or whatever you want to call it, or NHL or whatever other sports here in America possibly is that it doesn't work where you could just be traded somewhere and the team determines where you want to go. In football, it's basically if I'm one team and I want one of your players, I can make a bid to outbuy their contract, and that frees them from the team. But then it's up to that player to actually accept it. And if they don't accept it, they stay on the team that they stay on. But if they do accept it, then they come over. So it kind of puts players in more control of things. But the downside is the thing that teams can do is they can just bench you. And that's what they're doing with Mbappe right now. He hasn't played in any of the preseason matches. They've been keeping him away and on the away from the first team and stuff like that. So that's their way of basically saying, well, we can play hardball too, because he's basically saying, I want to walk away for free next summer so he can get the most money out of the deal. Because if a team has to spend 300, because I believe I'm gonna share the screen right here. Uh, Actually, I don't have it, but either way, I found it. And if a team has to spend, I think Al Hilal spent 300 million just to get him, and then the contract was going to be $1 billion. That's 300 million that you could have easily gotten if you were able to sign for free, but unfortunately, you can't because they had to play that to waive your contract with that team. They had to pay that to the team. So, Mbappe and his team, they're looking at it like, well, we could get that 303 extra million or even more money if we just walk away for free next summer. And as well, we could go to the team that you truly want to, because Real Madrid isn't going to pay that because they have to pay all the players that they have on contract this year. So, if Real Madrid is the team that he wants to go to, he's probably going to have to wait. And I believe Real Madrid made it vocal that they weren't going to try to pursue him. They would only want him if they get him next year. And, if that's the case and that's what he wants and that's what they both want, they're going to both hold out and wait. But, PSG, they're looking at it like, no, we don't want you to walk away for free. So they probably wanted him to go to the Saudi league because they could have at least made 300 million off of that. But he's saying no to that. He's not giving them that at all. And, he has every right to do so. I could understand how, from an organizational standpoint, they don't like that. But at the end of the day, if that's not the team he wants to go to, just because he wants to leave, he shouldn't just go to the first offer or the highest bidder, But me personally, that's a crazy offer because that Saudi league was only offering him that 1 year. But, at the end of the day, it's all about your legacy and what you want to do. And Mbappe is probably like, I don't want to do that, even if it's just for 1 year. And I know earlier in episodes, I talked a little bit about what he was going to be making over there. But this is just another Shout out the clutch points right here. This is just showing how much he would be truly making that 700,000 in earnings, just in earnings alone from the Saudi league. It would be compared to all these guys combined salary, so that's just to put in perspective the amount of money that he'd be making. And yeah, and then this is just another thing. This is what sparked me to have this conversation today. We'll just have this rant, really, monologue, whatever you want to call it, today, was the fact that he informed PSG he won't leave this club this summer at all. Shout out to the Score for this post and this report about this. And yeah, that's what really sparked it, because he's really letting us know, like, I don't want to leave this summer. I want to leave next summer, and walk away for free instead of, just having to take less money because the team had to pay for that release clause. So it's a very interesting topic, and it's weird because, you see it, you don't really see this happen a lot with some guys, maybe really the top guys or the guys that's really getting paid. But I think this is just targeting towards Mbappe. I don't know personally. Maybe I'm just tripping, but it seems like they're really just trying to go at him for no reason, when it's like, you could just let the man stay here for one more year, play, and walk away for free. I know, you don't want that. You don't want to lose him for nothing. But at the end of the day, it's his choice. And that's the beauty of the game of football, is it's up to the player to decide. There's no trading. There's no releasing from all that. It's up to the player. Yes, just because today we saw it with Harry Kane. I forgot, someone earlier this week made an offer. Spurs accepted it, and Harry Kane said, "Nah, I don't want to go there." Like, it's basically, in football and in American football and basketball terms, it's like a no trade clause for every single player. Like, it doesn't matter what level you are. I know in American football, only like the highest paid players or like the top players get that opportunity to have the no trade clause, and same for basketball. But in football around Europe, I think also in other countries, continents as well, it's the same too. It's like, you get to decide where you want to go. There's no trading. I'm pretty sure it's the same in the MLS as well, of course. But just football worldwide, everyone gets that no trade clause, and it's fair, because at the end of the day, it's the player that's moving. The organization doesn't have to move nothing. All they got to do is find a new player to fit into their system. The player is the one that has to move their family, move their kids to a new school, uproot their life, learn a different language, especially in this sport where it's so global. These guys are having to learn different languages. Like, a lot of people are talking about Messi coming over here, and I know that's great and all, but the man's probably actually having to learn English because he is here. And I get Miami is a very Spanish influenced city, but still in the States. He had to learn French when he played in PSG for 2 years. He had to learn something, so they're the ones that have to go through the challenges of learning different things. So why it should always be up to them, and I wish that was something that American football and the NBA would start to implement. But I think it's difficult because you only have a certain smaller amount of teams for that. So I don't know, but that's just something I really wanted to touch on a little bit today. But yeah, man, shout out to Mbappe. I really hope everything works out for him. I really hope he gets things going, and hopefully he does get to play this season, because I can't imagine seeing PSG say, "Well, we're mad at him and we're not going to play him." You have to play him, at least get something out of him, because he can still get you some quality wins and possibly another League One Cup or Uber Eats or whatever the league's called. I can't remember, but he can get you another title. He might not get you far in the Champions League, but he's going to get you something. So you need to play him, and I think they are. I think they're just being a little bit hard headed, just trying to, bubble his waters a little bit just to see if he'll still budge. But I think Mbappe, you need to stay strong. Don't give up on it. And if you really want to go to Real Madrid, which I would love to see you pair up with Vinny, Camavinga, Modric, and things like that, I would love to see that. So hold on, hold out. If you need to do what you need to do it. One thing I did also want to touch on is PSG still, a lot of them have said, like, I think there is a lot of bad blood, because they have said, like, oh, no one's bigger than the team, yada, yada, yada. But I think they still want to keep him, because why would you go after Dembele? I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Why would you go after Dembele, one of Mbappe's favorite teammates on France, and just in general, if you're going to lose him? Like, maybe they were just looking at him like he's going to be great for the future, but you obviously got him to pair with Mbappe. So I think they still kind of want to keep him. But at this point, I think there's too much bad blood. You said too many bad things about him in the press, to the point where I don't think he would stay, even if you got his childhood best friend on the team who could play. Like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. But it's unfortunate, but because I really want to see some more Mbappe this year. I haven't really tapped into the French league that much. I don't think it really comes on regular streaming networks compared to like Bundesliga or the Premier League, or even what's the league I watch on what's the other league? I'm trying to think of it. Man, I'm having a brain fart right now. Is it Serie A? Yeah, that one comes on CBS, and I believe La Liga. I'm tripping. La Liga comes on ESPN. League One is like one of the only leagues I don't really see that much around on regular TV. So I didn't really get to see a lot of Mbappe play for PSG outside of highlights, and as well outside of Champions League play, and of course international play. But so fortunately, hopefully he gets things going. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to do. I just wanted to tap in a little bit with you guys, talk a little bit of soccer, just on a monologue / rant, because this is something I really saw and I really wanted to bring light of, because it's something that, we could see happening to other star players soon as well. And it's just something that is weird because, Messi wanted to leave and he immediately got what he wanted. Neymar wants to leave, he immediately gets it. Why is it harder for Mbappe? Is it because, he was one of your academy play? Well, no, he wasn't your academy player. He played for a different team before them. But I really just don't know what it is. Why are they treating Mbappe this way? Is it because of his contract size? Is it because of his impact as a player, his more importance to the team, or maybe they knew Neymar and Messi were kind of only going to be here for a few years, but they probably thought Mbappe was going to be here for much longer. And I think that's probably what it is. They thought Mbappe was going to be much longer. They're basically hurt. That's really what they're doing. They're doing hurt stuff. They're to equate it to modern day everyday stuff. It's their hurt girlfriend. They're the hurt boyfriend that's just really hurt, and they're starting to do petty things when it's like, oh, come on, man. They thought this was going to be forever, and it's just not, and that's unfortunate. But I think they're just doing it. It's very childish how they're doing it. I think they should just let Mbappe go. Let him go next season. Get as much as you can out of him this season, because at least he's gonna. That's one thing I do expect Mbappe to do as well. He's going to stay loyal to them throughout this season. He's going to play. He's going to participate. I don't see him pulling the fake injury card a lot. He might have. It's 40 matches, so he might not play like 10 of them or something like that. But he's going to play some, or at least he might at least play half. And that's something. That's better than nothing. So, especially coming from a guy who knows he's on his way out. If you look at, teams over here in the United States, when you have James Harden will sit there and not play at all. Or if he does, he's just going to jack up shots all day, until you trade him. So that's something that, I expect Mbappe, if you let him train with the first team, he's going to give it his all. He's going to get you as far as he can, especially with Dembele helping him out. And then just the team itself is still solid with Hakimi, Sergio Ramos. Like, they're still solid. So, yeah, man, that's really it. I just wanted to talk a little bit of football real quick, because now Premier League is starting up soon. I just started my Premier League fantasy team. I'll probably put that up at some point. Just show you guys what I'm working with for any of the football fans out here, so yeah, man, that's just wanted to tap in with that. And with that, good night, peace, have a good one.